I got out of character a little bit, out of my body a little bit, but I do that all the time. I still thought that I thought they never called a timeout, so I'm just being aggressive, and I guess it was a timeout, and then it goes back to the rule I never heard of is that when there's bumping and stuff, like every single game there is.
Welcome back, guys. It's only been a few days, but that Dillon Brooks moment already feels legendary. He buries the go-ahead three on the Lakers, instantly goes chest to chest with LeBron, and boom, flagrant foul. That whole sequence flipped the vibe in seconds. The Lakers cash in free throws. LeBron oddly misses one, then comes right back and draws a foul on a three. That single stretch showed just how messy and chaotic things got. And somehow, through all that noise, the Lakers still survived and snatched the win. From the opening tip, Brooks and LeBron were in a straight-up mini-war. You could feel it brewing every possession, every stare, every bump.
Because they pick and choose if you want a technical foul or not. You can go to every single game when there's timeouts and guys are bumping each other. Just pick and choose, but it's just me.
Dillon Brooks was clearly testing limits, poking at LeBron, trying to see what buttons still work. And for a moment, it looked like it was working just a little. That's what makes the Lakers pushing the lead to 95-77 even crazier, because once you look back, that comeback had no business happening. And let's not skip this part. Luka has his own history with Dillon Brooks too. That whole Canada versus Slovenia situation didn't just disappear. People still remember what Brooks said about Luka back then, and those comments are still floating around in the background. So when you zoom out, neither of the Lakers stars really mess with Brooks like that. He's been pressing buttons across the league for a minute now. Brooks has always had LeBron circling, and that tension goes way back to the Memphis days. LeBron sent that squad home, and at the time, LeBron and AD was still operating at a crazy high level. That memory didn't fade. It carried straight into this matchup.
Oh, that was out of my system after the whistle blew. That was gone already. I was already thinking about next game against Golden State and knowing that we got Lakers in a week.
I think sometimes just hearing you say that, I understand it. I think sometimes people view you and they're like, how could he just flip it and just forget about it when it just happened?
I don't have social media like that, so I don't get to see all the aftermath and stuff. And like I'm programmed, I'm wired where the whole day I'm something, and then when I wake up the next morning, it's something new.
Now Brooks is looping back, reminding everyone why that energy never died and making it loud that the tension is still very real. Now credit where it's earned. Dillon Brooks is putting up nearly 22 points a game this season, and that's not normal for his career arc. This isn't the same guy who used to hover in the mid-teens and call it a night. This version of Brooks is louder, sharper, and way more confident. His impact on the Suns has honestly hit harder than Kevin Durant so far, and that's not a casual statement. The Suns need this version of Brooks badly. Devin Booker will always give buckets, that's automatic, but Brooks brings the stuff you can't script: chaos, edge, confrontation. He's the guy who steps into the discomfort instead of avoiding it. And when you're guarding wings like Jason Tatum, LeBron James, and KD on a nightly basis, playing nice gets you cooked every time. You need grit, you need friction, and you need to mess with the rhythm. But here's the lesson in that moment. Brooks had the upper hand after that shot. He had the bragging rights locked in. There was no need to go chest to chest or let it turn physical. He could have talked slick, stared him down, and walked away clean. The second it escalated, the momentum slipped just enough to matter.
To be clear, what mistake did you make in that moment? Did you just let the emotion get the best of you, or what?
Yeah, even though he missed the free throw, so is it a mistake for real?
But what do you learn from it?
I would stay in the game and be able to affect the game when I'm in the game. And that's my problem with my whole career, is that I let those things happen, and then I'm off the floor. So. And at the end of the day, how much people hate on me and say that I'm not a good player and all that, but when I'm on the floor, it changes the whole game.
What was LeBron so upset about earlier when he got the foul?
I don't know. I guess he's a social media junkie. He be all over the social, so he be seeing, I guess, what I'm saying. And when I go out there and he thinks, like I told you, he thinks that people should think a way about him, not say nothing about him, or play a certain way. I'm not going to play that way. So he gets in his moods or in his modes or whatever it is, and I'm all for that. I wish we let him shoot that shot, and that shit would have been an air ball.
Now, fans are also talking about LeBron grabbing the official and trying to move him during that sequence and still not getting ejected. That's part of the debate blowing up right now. Some people are saying what Brooks did isn't the same as physically touching and moving an official. That conversation is heavy in the streets at the moment. But through all that noise, LeBron stayed composed when it mattered most. Dillon knows he let emotion leak into the moment. And at this level, even a small slip can change everything. Still, this is something the Suns can live with. They were sitting at 14-12 at the time, and that was before the Warriors game even tipped off. This team is right there in the West, competing every night, and that edge Dillon Brooks brings is a big reason why. So credit where it's due, Brooks is standing on business, even when things get loud and uncomfortable. Brooks also tapped into something deeper about today's NBA, and this part matters. He pointed out that a lot of players grew up watching LeBron on TV. Now they're just happy to share the floor with him instead of really testing him. Dillon straight up says he hates that mindset. In his eyes, the league has gotten too friendly, too cozy, and way too respectful once the ball goes up. From Brooks' perspective, that admiration needs to stay off the court. Summer runs, off-season workouts, cool, do all that there. But once the game starts, it's supposed to feel like war. He's basically saying the energy shifted when everybody started signing with clutch and moving the same way. And that's exactly why he pushes back every chance he gets. You see it all the time. Someone like Draymond Green talks tough until he lines up across from LeBron. Then suddenly, it's clean hoops only. Straight up defense, no extra contact, no risky plays. And that's why I can respect the Dillon Brooks in this era. Even when he's going at one of my favorite players, he doesn't change his energy based on the name on the jersey, and that matters. And even when it doesn't go Brooks' way, it actually makes the win sweeter for the other guy. When someone can say, yeah, I dominated you, you tried everything and it still didn't work. That bragging right hits different. That's competition. That's pressure basketball. That's why the league needs more wings like this. Just minus moments like what happened with Gary Payton too. I'm not rocking with that at all. But everything else, the trash talk, the mind games, the constant pressure, I'm with all of that. Anything that gets in a player's head, anything that tests mental toughness and fortitude, that's part of the battle. Basketball isn't just about skill, it's psychological warfare too. I've seen it up close. Back when Brooks was in Memphis and later in Houston, LeBron would take him straight to the post, back him down and finish right over him. No hesitation. I still think LeBron can do that now, but let's keep it real. At this stage, it's harder to do that whenever you want. Every season adds resistance, even for someone like LeBron. And I'll be honest, I wasn't mad when LeBron and AD sent Memphis home back then. Jay Brooks, that whole squad was talking wild at the time, and the game answered it. But here's the part people don't like admitting. Since Brooks left the Grizzlies, he's helped change the direction of multiple franchises. He helped Houston turn into a serious team again. They made the playoffs with Brooks bringing veteran edge and accountability. Then they made the move for KD, a move they felt they had to make to crack open a championship window. Brooks was part of that foundation, whether people want to give him credit or not. Now he's in Phoenix, and ever since the Chris Paul era wrapped up, that franchise has been searching for an identity. They went out and grabbed KD and Bradley Beal, but instead of stabilizing things, the vibe started sliding the wrong way. Then Dillon Brooks shows up, and suddenly defense, toughness, and accountability snap back into the picture. He's flashing more of his offensive bag, and in exchange, the team gets grit, resistance, and real edge. Phoenix is hanging his hat on identity now. Brooks, Grayson Allen, sometimes it gets physical, sometimes it pushes the line, and sometimes it makes people uncomfortable. But here's the thing, you always know what you're getting. And when you know that, you better be ready to meet it head on. That's playoff-style basketball, whether people like it or not. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.